I'm a highly emotional creature. What can I say? Treasure. The things you do to me. Ooh, we like you already. And I am going to be very responsible with this sharp object. Well, hello friends, and welcome back, or welcome for the first time if you are new here. My name is Lori Beth, and today is one of my all-time favorite videos to do. It is my monthly subscription box unboxing video. Plus today we are going to do a little mini book haul of some other purchases that I have made outside of those subscription boxes. So if you have not joined one of these videos before, what I usually like to do is open each box individually on camera. These books are sight unseen, so the first time I am actually viewing them is with you during this video, and I will give you the synopsis of that book and the theme for that month of the subscription box. With that being said, we do have quite a few books to go over, so I think we should just go ahead and jump right in. So just really quickly, a couple of books that I have purchased from my local Barnes & Noble, one of them being The Assassin's Apprentice by Miss Robin Hobb. I am so excited to step into this world. And yes, I'm sure you are like, wow, Lori Beth, welcome. You are a little late to the game. And yes, I might be a little late to the game, but better late than never is what I like to say. And also, I have been looking for an epic fantasy to get myself back into. Last year, if you remember from any of my videos, I have talked about how I read the entire Throne of Glass series, and I took almost the entire year to read them because I wanted something that I could just truly get lost in and truly just take my time to absorb and really fall into the world. And I have heard that Robin Hobb's books are none other than maybe the best fantasy series to do that with. I have multiple friends, multiple family members that have told me this series is epic, will leave me reeling with emotions. So for those of you that don't know, this is her very first book in the Farseer trilogy, and I believe the series in total is something like 16 books with multiple series weaved throughout, and this is the first one out of the entire collection. All I really know about this story so far is that it follows our main character named Fitz, who is kind of blessed with magic in one way or another and stumbles into a world of magic or learns how to use magic. And there are lots of trials and tribulations that this character is going to go through. So I do not know tons and tons about the series personally, but I also kind of love not knowing a lot before I go into a book series. It leaves me with like this edge of excitement almost, like I don't know the entire synopsis and I'm going to learn as I'm reading. So I am so excited to finally have this as part of my TBR and hopefully wanting to get to this, if not within the next month or so, sometime this summer for sure. And another recent purchase of mine was Near to the Wild Heart by Clarice Lispector. I have never read anything by this author before. I do know that she is a very, very renowned author, and she is a Brazilian author, so this is a translated novel and her very first one that she has ever written. She has been likened to Kafka and her importance in literature to Virginia Woolf, and that really is what drew me to her, especially because if you've been on this journey with me, you know that I am trying to read a little more literary fiction this year, and I have been really drawn to translated novels as well. So I wanted to be able to kind of fall into an author and a female author that really was kind of pivotal in the movement of women in literature in general. And from what I've heard of her writing, that's exactly what she brings to her books. Her stories are very raw and very emotional. And this one especially so far, even though it's just a very tiny novel, is very, very heartfelt. And it's kind of following the story of a young woman who's really just growing up and coming into her own and learning how to navigate life, the trials of life, and her feelings very deeply that she has them throughout everything that she experiences in her life. I have started this book already and I've taken my time with it. Even though it's very short, I feel as though the writing is very dense and not in a bad way, and it's kind of stream of consciousness. So I have to really separate myself when I'm reading this book, take my time, let myself kind of get absorbed, and I have started annotating it as well. And I find that annotating novels kind of helps me retain something, especially from like a translated novel or a literary fiction novel, where the writing is a little different, a little more of that stream of consciousness prose, where you can kind of almost get lost in things. So I will take my time, highlight things, reread them, and let them really sink into me. So far, I am thoroughly enjoying this, and it's making me very excited to add more to my collection from this author. And next, moving on to a little mini book haul that I got from Waterstones bookstore, starting with Premonition by Banana Yoshimoto. And again, this is a new to me author. I have never read any of her stories before, but I have heard such good things about her writing, and I am very intrigued to read yet another translated novel by a female author. And for the synopsis of this book, I was going to read a little bit to you from the inside cover because I think that it could kind of recap it better than I could myself. Yayoi lives with her perfect loving family, something like in the Spielberg movie. But while her parents tell happy stories of her childhood, she is increasingly haunted by the sense that she's forgotten something important about her past. Deciding to take a break, she goes to stay with her mysterious but beloved Aunt Yukino, whose strange behavior includes waking Yayoi at 2 in the morning to be her drinking companion, watching Friday the 13th repeatedly, and throwing away all the things she wants to forget. Living a life without order, Yukino seems to be protecting herself, but beneath this facade, Yayoi starts to recover lost memories, and everything she knows about her past threatens to change forever. So as the book is aptly named Premonition, to me, from that synopsis, it sounds like we are going to be following our main character, really delving into a past that is very deeply buried within her. I have heard that this author's writing is very existential and very emotionally charged, and that is what I love in a literary novel and why I have found myself kind of drawn back to them. I love characters in books, and I love getting invested in characters, and I love emotions that come from characters and stories. So to me, this sounds like it's going to be very, very heavy on the emotion. Again, kind of that existential crisis in a character and watching them move from one place in their life to another. And yet another book from Waterstones is Butter by Asako Yuzuki. This I have already started, and I am actually almost halfway through, or just over halfway through, and currently vlogging this. So this one will come out in a future video, but I could not wait to get my hands on this as soon as I read the synopsis. So this story blends food and culture and murder mystery all wrapped into one, but it is so much more than that, especially now that I am more than halfway through this book. I can very truly say that this is a book about women, and not just women, but women in very specific cultures, and more specifically Japanese cultures in this story. So following women into the workforce and the discrimination that is still being placed on them in these cultures, women that have standards of beauty set so high that they drive themselves crazy just to maintain a certain aesthetic, and also what food can do in our lives, whether it's good or bad or somewhere in between. It's very, very deep. It's very emotional and kind of raw, but also it has really so far followed a character who has kind of started to learn more about herself and what she wants in her life as a woman under all of these circumstances. So far, I truly love this story. It is very heavily steeped in misogyny and very heavily revolves around food and specifically eating, counting things like calories and weight. So there are a few trigger warnings for this book. I would look those up before you dive into this if it sounds like something you're interested in. But otherwise, I think it is very fantastically written, and it's kind of like a journey of a story so far, and I love it so, so much. So weekly vlog to come on this one shortly. You know it's important to hydrate. We talk about this every week. And finally, moving on to the moment I'm sure you all joined this video for, which is the subscription box unboxing. So for this month, I got 2 of my subscription boxes, which was Owlcrate Adult and FairyLoot Adult and FairyLoot YA. I do also have a Illumicrate subscription as well. However, I did skip the month of April because the book that was in that box just didn't really interest me. And as I have talked about previously in these unboxing videos, one of the reasons I love Illumicrate and I am still a part of Illumicrate is not just because of the attention to detail that they give their books and the beautiful work that they do on their books, but you do have unlimited skips, which in my opinion is very, very thoughtful as a subscription service. And if you are ever not interested in a book that they have done for the month, you are welcome to skip that book and move on to the next month. So that was a long-winded way of me saying I did not get Illumicrate for the month of April, but we do have 3 other books to look at, so we are going to jump into those now. So we are going to start with Owlcrate this time, our beautiful purple Owlcrate box with our cute little symbol on top. And per usual, we are going to open this from the get-go together, and I am going to be very responsible with this sharp object on camera. So let's just jump right in, see how this goes. Okay, so far so good. So for the month of April, the Owlcrate adult theme was The Corrupted Crown. The Corrupted Crown, The Sins on Their Bones by Laura R. Samotin. Okay. There are some names in this that I am about to butcher, so please be gentle with me. I am only doing my best every day. It's all I can give to you is truly just my best effort. Dmitri used to be the Tsar of Novosvitsavo. Okay. And now he is in exile. Having lost a civil war against his ex-husband, Alex Balakin, Dmitri has become a shadow of who he used to be. When the last members of his beloved court come up with a plan to take his country back, Dmitri must put his heart on his line by sending his spy master, Vasilev, back to Alex's court under a false identity. While Dmitri finds a way to kill his ex-husband for good, but stopping Alexei is not so easy as plotting to kill an ordinary man. Through dark preservations, Alexei has resurrected himself into an immortal, indestructible body and now wants nothing more than to drown the country in blood. Sounds intense. Also, there's a czar involved in this. It's like a very Russian theme that I didn't even really know. I'm going to be honest, I didn't know much about this book. I saw the cover of it and thought that it was absolutely stunning, and I never even looked up the synopsis. I was like, I don't know, give it to me. That's what I want. But Owlcrate never really disappoints me in their choices. So I was like, I feel like I'm on board with this one right out of the gate. Just really quickly, this exclusive edition will feature the following customizations: exclusive redesigned dust jacket, reversible dust jacket, foil hardcover, end pages, sprayed edges, signed by the author letter bound into book, and bonus content bound into book as well. And as always, as I usually like to show, the Spotify playlist on the Owlcrate card, which I think is so, so cool. Again, if you really like an ambient setting when you're reading your books, you can pull up these playlists and listen to them alongside your book. I think it's such a cool touch. And now, without further ado, we are going to jump in to the book. Ooh, we likey already. Back to my sharp object. We're gonna find a very tiny spot. We are not going to damage our beautiful brand new special edition Owlcrate book. That's what we're not gonna do. Okay, well, I'm gonna be a little less gentle on just ripping the plastic by hand because, you know what, we don't have all day. We gotta get a good look at these books. Oh my gosh. This is stunning. The Sins on Their Bones. Look at that. Look at how cool. Oh my gosh, it's like a matte black with this beautiful kind of brown, beigey. It almost looks like chalky, you know what I mean? Beautiful, beautiful. Back of the book, look at that detail. Oh, I love it. And then the dark sprayed edges. I really like dark sprayed edges. Of course, I love beautiful designs on sprayed edges, but there's something about a dark edge that's like, can I say edgy? Is that very, very punny or cliche? I don't know. All right, let's crack into the inside here. Oh, first, let's go ahead and look at this. Owlcrate didn't have to flex this hard, but they did. All right. Reversible dust jacket. Also, if you've been on this journey with me, you know how I've been like, you know, I don't really care if they have a reversible dust jacket because it's like not that important to me. But then as soon as I have it, I'm like, why is this never an option like for everything I buy? Like everything I buy should have a reversible dust jacket, even paperbacks. Like, come on. Oh. Get a load of that artwork. Holy moly. Sorry if there's a glare. We're gonna go on this side too, so you can see both. Stunning, stunning. I am so excited to read this now. If I die first, I'll tell you the secrets of heaven. Oh my God. I am so excited for this now. Okay, we're gonna set the dust jacket aside. Honestly, like I kind of just dig this regular cover because I love character art, but I'm not super into characters on my book covers. So I prefer like an art piece. Like this to me is just stunning, and I think I'm gonna keep that side. Wait until you get a view of this naked book itself. Come on. Are you kidding me? Stop it. Ugh. The whole thing is foiled on a matte black background. I cannot get over this. Owlcrate, the things you do to me. I'm telling you what. Wow. Beautiful end pages. And also, hi, hello. Who is this little guy? I want to know what he's about. I'm into that. My goodness. I think one of the things I love the most about character art is that they are truly just the most beautiful people you've ever seen. Like, people are not like this in real life. That's why we love things like this, because people in books are just out of this world sometimes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that was absolutely stunning. I am so excited now to read this. Man, this is one of those times where I'm like, this is something I didn't know that I needed in my life. You know, like when you randomly get a book or gifted a book and it's not something you would have maybe picked for yourself. So like a Russian themed book, I wouldn't have chosen that for myself. And also, I have spoken about this before and why I love these book subscription services, because again, and each one is different. So with Illumicrate, you get unlimited skips. Owlcrate, you get a certain amount of skips through the year. Same with FairyLoot, I believe. But most of the time, I am thoroughly enjoying what Owlcrate is picking. It's because they have such stunning work and their choices are just things that like, I wouldn't necessarily have picked for myself, but I'm always glad that I got their book, if you know what I mean. So for me, it is 100% worth it to go with Owlcrate as a service. If, again, you watch these videos and you're kind of like, there's so many options and you can only spend so much money on books, and I totally get that. And we all only have so much space in our homes, so what's worth it to get? I love Owlcrate so, so much, and I highly recommend them as a subscription service. All right, let's go ahead and put this dust jacket back on. We are going to move to our next box. Okay. If you know, you know. Thick girl. Thick girl time. Oh, we love opening this big box. Every time I get my FairyLoot box, I am like, yes. There's a reason I did the dual subscription to this service, and it's because it never disappoints me. And again, back to the choices that some of these subscription services make, I spent a lot of time going through Instagram posts, not just from FairyLoot themselves, but from other members that have the subscription service or people that really focus their spotlight or their accounts on the subscription services. And I wanted to see the trend of the picks that they made, and it to me was also worth it to try to get on the list for this box, because history has shown that the picks that they have chosen have always been up my alley. But again, they do offer a limited amount of skips through the year. So if you are not interested in whatever they have for that month, you can always skip it. I will say, and I've said this in my other previous unboxing videos, I have the dual subscription, so I have the adult and the young adult. You can't skip one or the other, and I hope, I pray, FairyLoot, this is my plea to you to maybe allow one or the other as an option. So currently, if I want to skip like the young adult option because it's not my favorite choice, I have to skip my adult option as well. And it would be really cool if they allowed you to skip, again, one or the other instead of necessarily having to be all in or all out. But that's neither here nor there. Again, history has shown that I typically love their picks. So this month seemed to be no different. Treasure. This book down, and we are going to start with book number 1. And as I usually discuss, this very, very cool protective cover that the books come in. I love these. Again, I've said it 100 times before, but I think it is just such a cute little touch, a little something extra that FairyLoot does. We are spending our money on these subscription services, and for me, I like to see where my money is going, and something small like that makes me feel like they are really kind of putting a lot of care and attention into making sure this money that you're spending on their product is going to be delivered safe and sound to your house. So for April 2024, the FairyLoot YA book subscription box was Darker by 4 by C.L. Tan. Look at how beautiful this card is. Holy moly. Oh, I just love those vibrant colors like that. Our featured book of the month is Darker by 4 by June C.L. Tan. When all hell breaks loose, literally, it is up to our 3 unlikely heroes to save everyone as they rise against destiny itself. Filled with vengeance, angst, magic, and tension, this book will have you reading well into the dark hours. Your FairyLoot exclusive edition has an exclusive redesigned cover, an exclusive colorway of the trade cover as a reversible dust jacket, digitally sprayed edges, artwork on the end papers, a full color design with foil on the hardcover, bonus content and digital signature, and an author letter bound into the book. Okay, so let's go ahead and crack this open. Kind of our little... Oh, wow. Okay. Look how pretty these colors are. The hands, oh, I love that so much. The back, the butterflies. I feel like this is one of those covers you could kind of look at over and over again and always find something different. Oh my God. And then look at those stunning edges. Yikes. Nice job, FairyLoot. Very, very beautiful. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and crack this open. Also a reversible dust jacket, so I'm so excited to see what that will bring. Slip this off. Oh my gosh. This is so cool. Look at that. I love it. I believe from what it said, this is just a new colorway of the original cover. That is so cool. And all these characters look like kind of badass. Again, like I'm sitting here talking about how beautiful all these characters always look, which I guess of course we all appreciate beauty, but man, some characters looking like they're gonna F some shit up is also very cool to look at, and I can appreciate characters drawn in that way. Oh, so cool. Love it. All right, moving on to the book itself. Ooh, again, with these beautiful colors. And look at that foiling. I'm sorry, I'm moving this around a little bit so you can see how the foiling kind of, like the shift of it and the light. So beautiful. Oh, wow. Oh my God. Okay. Look at that. That is gorgeous. And the end papers on the inside. I mean, come on. This guy. And the hair okay. Love it. I know nothing about these characters already, and they are already so, oh my God. I love this so much. Do these not look like a mischievous group of people? So excited. And I had seen the synopsis floating around for this one before I got it. So when I saw that Fairy Loot was doing this, I could not wait to get it because I love these stories, like Six of Crows-esque ragtag group of young adults that are basically just kind of wild at heart and still trying to figure shit out in their lives and always getting up to some kind of like diabolical plan, but usually for the greater good of something. And there's usually some kind of found family involved. And I love stories like that. Like, I will eat them up every time. And I can't wait to finally get to this one. Hopefully, maybe this upcoming month. We'll see. We'll see if this comes into the TBR soon or not. But either way, this is such a stunning book and I can't wait to read this. All right, we are going to go ahead and get this girl back in her little outfit. All right, back in her little bag she goes. And we are going to move on to our last and final book. Okay. Are we ready? We can do this. Stay calm. Everybody stay calm. I am so excited about this. I have literally been like chomping at the bit to open this box and get this book out of its bag. But I knew I wanted to record this video, and I like recording these like almost sight unseen because I want my genuine reaction in these videos. But this is truly one of my most anticipated reads of the year, so I am going to go ahead and pull the card out. And for April 2024, the adult box from Fairy Loot was The Occult. And the book included in this, Evocation by S.T. Gibson. I love her so much. I love her so much. Okay, our featured book of the month is Evocation by S.T. Gibson. What do you do when the devil comes knocking? This spellbinding story explores love, fear, and the occult, all through the eyes of a psychic prodigy who is desperately trying to find a workaround on an ancestral deal that is threatening his life. Your Fairy Loot exclusive edition has an exclusive cover with a colorway change, a redesigned cover on the reverse dust jacket, digitally sprayed edges on all three edges, artwork on the end papers, foil on the front of the hardcover, foil on the back, bonus content, and is signed by the author. Signed. I know I've already said this for the other books that are signed. I truly geek out over an authentic signed book from an author. I've teared up about it on camera before, which is also weird. I've done that a few times. I'm a highly emotional creature. What can I say? I am about to open a book that is signed by one of my all-time favorite authors, and that to me is above and beyond. This could be a falling apart paperback that has seen better days, that has been transferred from hand to hand, from bookstore to bookstore, but if it had a signature by the author in it, I would consider it one of my most prized possessions, because to me there is nothing that says thank you truly for being on this journey with me than someone's own writing. Like, yes, they wrote the book, but like their physical writing. Anyways, I could talk about that all day, but we're going to look at that together. So, moving on. Ooh, also included, a character art card with an author letter on the back. I love that. I love author letters as well. I've talked about them in my previous unboxings, but I think I always read the author letters. I know not everybody takes the time to do so, but again, it's kind of like the author being like, hey, this was like a very in-depth process for me, and thank you so much for experiencing this with me. I love them. I think they're, again, a personal touch and something very, very cool that comes in these exclusive editions. I think it's really exciting when they do that. And finally, oh my God, I could cry. Look at this stunning colorway. Oh my God. Can you see the shine on this? Beautiful. I love the red and gold. both sides of the book. And I mean, get out of here. Get out of here with that. Oh, I love it. So this is the same as the original cover, like the same artwork, but as it explained in the details card, it's just a different colorway. I think the original colorway is like kind of like a teal and black, maybe. This is obviously red and gold, and I am blown away by this color combo. I am very much here for this. Oh my gosh. Again, how did we end up with 3 reversible dust jackets in one unboxing? Do you think they're watching my videos? Clearly. They're probably like, have you seen that girl on YouTube talking about how much she loves reversible dust jackets? We should probably start including that in ours because, you know, her opinion matters. Moving on to this reversible, oh, this is, okay, so reversible side. I'm gonna try to give you, I know it's so hard to get these cameras and the lighting to focus, but these are like very tarot card-esque on both ends. Oh, I am obsessed. Okay. And again, look at this naked book and that beautiful, beautiful foil. Oh my gosh. And the back, again, with like these kind of tarot-esque cards. I love tarot cards. I know nothing about them, but I think they are the coolest things. If anybody wants to teach me, or anybody wants to like recommend or suggest some tarot card decks to me, please drop that in a comment below, because I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to step into that world. Okay, so these end papers, first of all, stunning, stunning artwork, but what you can't probably tell on camera is that these are like shiny. I'm trying to get that shift on there. So they're not like just regular paper material, they're shiny. Oh, glossy? Is that the term I'm looking for? These people are stunning. Again, I can't stop talking about how gorgeous book people are. Okay. And last but not least, let's see if I let's see if I tear up on camera. You got me. I have a book signed by one of my favorite authors. Oh, I'm gonna lose it. Or I've already lost it, but I am just so beyond with this book. It's stunning. And not just that, I'm so excited about this story too. So I know the synopsis on the Fairy Loot stuff was very, very quick, but I had already known what this book is about because of course I track SD Gibson's every movement on Instagram. I'm not a stalker, but I knew what this book was about, and I have been so excited to get my hands on it and physically read it since I saw the very first blurb of it come out. It's got that very cult kind of like bad deal made with like a devil type, like how do we get out of the situation, a little bit of like a love triangle, and magic, just so much magic. And I love reading about magic, and I'm so excited. This author, the way she writes is so lyrical and very, very emotional. She's also a very emotional writer, and I really love that. I completely fell in love with her from A Dowry of Blood. I'm becoming a broken record. I've mentioned it so many times in my videos. But after reading that, I was like, this is what books are supposed to make me feel like, and I am going to buy everything that this woman writes from here on out. So here we are. Now I'm getting special editions with her signature in my books, and I love that for me. I love that for me. Yeah. And also for any of you that are also part of the subscription. Okay, so I'm going to put the dust jacket back on for this beautiful novel and get her safely back in her box until I am ready to crack this one open. Well, there you have it, my friends. That is my unboxing for my subscription boxes for the month of April, and also a little mini book haul of some recent purchases I've made from some local bookstores and overseas from Waterstones as well. I would love to know if you are part of any of these subscription boxes, or maybe a different one that I didn't talk about in today's video. What are your thoughts and opinions on subscription boxes? Or have you read any of the books that I mentioned in today's video? Let me know that in a comment below. And if you liked this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button because it always helps a girl out. And if you'd like to make sure you don't miss any of my other upcoming videos, like my TBR videos or my monthly wrap-ups or my vlogs that I release on a weekly basis, go ahead and hit that subscribe button too. As always, it has been an absolute blast, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one.